Did you get many views on the last one?
Yeah, that was the most that we got in a while, that one. Yeah.
Alf,
Dylan.
is it? Oh, Dylan, that's it, not Alf.
Dylan, yeah.
Yeah. Who was the other chap on there?
The other chap was John.
That was it, yeah.
John, yeah. Nearly forgot your name, John.
Rolling, are we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff.
In case you hadn't noticed, ladies and gentlemen, John unfortunately could not make it today, but it doesn't matter because we've got another charismatic individual in the name of Wesley Townsend. Nice to have you on here today,
Nice
Wes.
to be on, mate. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. You know, long time no seen. This is the first time I've actually seen you in ages, so
Yeah,
it's kind of like going to be a very authentic conversation, hopefully.
Yeah,
So, absolutely. Wes, how have you been since the Lindum days?
Yeah, been alright. Been very busy. Busy is the word I'd use. Yeah, it's been working a lot. Been getting into a little bit of boxing and still do a little bit of football now and then, but not been keeping up with it as much as I've been wanting to.
Yeah.
And I've just been too busy really, but they say that's what happens to you when you get older, don't they? So,
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean.
yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been very much project driven, you know, working on my own like productional skills and, you know, got a big year of uni in September. So, you know, I'm very much prepared for, well, I say I'm prepared, hopefully I'm prepared for the university route, which is going to be, I'm excited for, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
been trying to get my name around doing extracurricular sporting activities, you know, football team work and, you know, messaging clubs and stuff. So,
yeah.
you know, and you know, I'm just getting my name out there as a man that likes to uncover the truth.
Good. What are you, Lincoln University?
Yeah, this year, yeah,
Oh,
in September, yeah. I felt that it was the right choice, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be a bit of an alien elsewhere, you know, and I don't know, I just felt like the right choice at the time.
Yeah.
I do plan on moving out of Lincoln at some point, you know, but I want it to be like a natural progression rather than a you're, you know, whatever. And the course that I've got is kind of like, it meets what I want anyway, so it's a good course. You get to work with Lincoln City and all that type of thing, so you know, that's right down my street. You know.
What's the course called?
Sports journalism,
Right.
Bachelor of Honours, sports journalism.
I've got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, you know, growing up in Lincoln as well. You know, working with all the Lincoln City group, and you know, I bet it's amazing. I bet you love every single bit of it.
Absolutely,
It's what you sort of dream of as a kid, isn't it? Working alongside a football club and you know, doing all journalism and whatnot. So yeah, close to home, so you can't complain, can you?
No, you can't, exactly.
I bet, like you said, when you naturally go,
you
know, you'll go out to, I don't know, who do you support, Man United or anyone like that?
I am generally just a Lincoln City supporter,
lad.
just a Lincoln lad, but obviously I do have an interest in sports of the higher echelons like the Premier League, which Lincoln City, I don't know if we'll ever get there, you know. I mean,
slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely, yeah.
We might not be able to see it, but
I'll be an old man with a crooked back who's got no vision before they get to it.
Yeah, but you'll die an happy man if we are in the Prem.
I will die a happy man.
Oh, it'll be good.
My heart will not give out until we're in the Prem.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally like playoff final, championship, 2094. We win, final whistle goes, boop, happy man.
Oh, good, wasn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
You can only dream.
Absolutely, we can only dream. But now, so Wes, like you have been, like you say, we used to remember you for your football, right? But you're also now getting remembered for a bit of your combat sports, aren't you?
Combat sports.
Boxing,
bit
you know?
Boxing.
Undefeated, undisputed.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I remember for me boxing much because I've only had 2 fights.
Yeah.
But I've definitely it was a different turn in my sporting career anyway. You know, I've always been quite a big lad, so I never really saw football as something I could pursue far in.
Yeah.
I mean, I only play it because I love the sport, you know, and we all grew up playing it, didn't we, as kids?
You did,
so you just do it for fun. And I mean, it's the same with my boxing, really. You know, you grew up watching it, You know, you grow up watching the likes of David A and what's AJ nowadays, and other people watch. I mean, it doesn't really.
Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury is the person I always watch, but and I don't really watch the likes of AJ. It's too robotic for me, but like it's not really the type of style I fight in. But
if there is a style, right, that you base yourself off, who would it be? Like, who's like someone that you, as a boxer, you take a lot of inspiration from when you're in that ring?
See, well, like I said, I watch a lot of Tyson Fury. Yeah. I just think the way he fights is, well, it's incredible, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's such a big guy as well, isn't he? 6'7", and he's just built differently. Yeah. And it's not all muscle or it's he's got a bit of chew on him.
He's got quite an unconventional build for the sport, hasn't he? You know.
Yeah, but his story as well was just incredible. I mean, the way that he came back up from where he was, from that slump that he was in, and he came back into becoming a heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah. It just goes to show that no matter what size you are or how you're built or anything, it's always achievable what you want to do as long as you put your mind to it.
Absolutely.
But if I were to say the type of fight, well, with the fighting style, it all depends really. It all depends on who you're boxing. So, for example, if you're boxing a smaller lad in height or maybe in weight, it's always good to sort of stay back and pick them off with your jab, and then if you get a bit too close, you just throw your right hand or prefer hand, strongest hand. But then again, if you're fighting a taller lad, you want to be quick, getting inside to the body, throwing a couple of hooks up.
Sometimes you have to take one, don't you, to get inside.
Just get in, give your shots, get out of the way, make sure you don't get hit.
Quick feet, absolutely.
But I wouldn't say I really have a fighting style necessarily. I mean, I'm 6'1", so majority of people aren't really taller than 6'1". They're usually smaller, so I guess you could say the most common fighting style would be to stay back, pick them off with a jab.
Long guard,
Yeah, exactly. Just keep your distance. They're coming to you. Give them it, get out of the way. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I really have a fighting style preference or anything like that. So
fair play. You're kind of like a guy that can adapt to any style.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. That's brilliant. So you matched a lad called Dylan Pepper, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Fought him 2 times. The first time was very different to the second time.
Yeah.
He gave it his all. I want to ask, what were those 2 experiences like? What was the first fight? Why is it different to the second fight? What did you learn? And how was the whole experience?
It was phenomenal, really. The experience was amazing. It's made me grow a lot more rough for the sport, if that makes sense. I'd say the 2 of the fights were completely different. One thing that a lot of people don't know about my first fight is I actually fought. It's going to sound daft, but I actually fought blind in my fight. Yeah. As you can see in the video of my first fight as well, I had Adidas gazelles, I think they were. Yeah. That just no boxing boots whatsoever. So it was horrible to keep my stance.
In that first round, was you a little bit excited? Like, was you feeling adrenaline a little bit? And then, of course, when you get killed with a shot, you don't know what it's like in the real moment until you feel it. Was you a bit like amped?
Yeah, it was like, it's hard to explain. So obviously I just jumped in because the bloke who runs the TKO Promotion boxing, Lee Swaby. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I have, yeah. But been in ring with Chisora, Fury, Tom Dallas.
Yeah. And he's whatchamacallit? Yeah, he just basically was looking for a fight. He said, "This lad's pulled out, I need one." Yeah. I said, "I'd quite happily jump in." He said, "Not a problem." Yeah. So within, I think it was about 6 weeks. It's not a long time at all for training. He taught me everything he could. I didn't even know how to throw a punch the first time I went. I did a little bit of boxing as a kid, but I can't remember any of it. So you're getting all psyched up for it, and you start selling these tickets, and then you just realise like, oh, this is real. I'm fighting someone who's more experienced than me. I don't want to let my family down. I can't lose. Yeah. So all this adrenaline's pumping inside you before the fight, and I was actually second to last on the night. So you're watching all these other fights, and you're getting pumped up. You're nervous. You're absolutely shaky. And then as soon as you step in that ring, it's just adrenaline hits you. And you always get taught as a boxer as well not to lose your composure. Just stay calm. Don't let the adrenaline get to you. It's good to have it, but it can also bite you back in the bum, which it did to me in the first round, as we all know what happened. yeah, I got back up, so that's the main thing.
Respect to that, man. You know, that night you showed that you was there for it. You know, you was willing to give it all that night, and
you just can't let your family and friends down. You know, the people that pay to come watch you, and it's not cheap. A lot of people pay a lot of money to come see you, and the last thing you want to do is get knocked out in the first round and let everyone down.
Oh yeah, I understand.
So I'd say a lot of people said that was one of the best fights of the night. I mean,
it was entertaining.
Fighting wise, I'll admit I was terrible. Like, I wasn't 100% confident in how I was fighting and what I was doing. My first ever fight, 6 weeks of training, I had absolutely no clue. And yeah, it was interesting. I mean, the way he connected with his hook as well, it hit me right in the temple, and it was such a weird feeling. I've never been knocked out before. I've knocked myself out, but not like in a fight. I just fell off a scooter. But when he hit me, it sort of just takes the whole feeling out of your body below. Like
your legs go, don't they?
My legs went, and I just hit the canvas, and I thought, what the bloody hell has just happened there? And I thought it didn't hurt. It's just, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I thought, bloody hell. So I went to go get back up, and because I had the Adidas shoes on, they wouldn't I just slipped basically, and then I bet everyone just thought, oh, he's wobbled, and which I was wobbled, but it wasn't enough to keep me on the floor, sort of. To be fair, on that fight, I was very lucky that the referee let me fight, let me carry on fighting.
Yeah, that's the thing. Absolutely. I totally like with the refs. When you're having your first match, I suppose with a Carl Froch, we know he has the biggest chin in the business. So the referee's going to be a bit more lenient if he's a bit shaky of, oh, it's Carl Froch. But with someone that's having their first fight, I suppose as a referee, it's easy to go, I want to protect this lad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And so, but again, like there was something there. You could clearly see that he was ready. You know, he was, focused enough, and he wasn't concussed enough to be pulled out. And you did the business, and you won the last 2 rounds, didn't you, Wes? Which is the important thing.
Yeah,
you knew what you had to do, and you achieved it.
Yeah, I mean, I went in all guns blazing in the first 10 seconds. And I realised what had happened to me, and I thought, right, calm yourself down and just fight clever, if that makes sense. Fight smart.
Yeah.
The first fight for me was my favourite by a mile. I know I won my second fight and it was by TKO, but just to experience the game from the first one really was fantastic. And like I was saying, I fought blind. I didn't have no eye contacts in. I didn't actually realise you could have them in on a fight until the promoter told me.
Oh.
So I put contacts in. Bought some proper boots. Got some decent gloves. I actually got some boxing shorts instead of some running shorts that I have.
You fought well for a blind man.
Yeah, and
and his first fight as well. Yeah, that's pretty decent, mate. Yeah.
And then my mouth guard, I messed up with that one. So when I was moulding it, it bent into my gums.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't actually know how to mould a mouth guard. I was just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then I moulded it, and it was all biting into my gums up here, and it was like digging, and it was horrible. And then I also had a groin guard.
Yeah.
And I was rushing on the day. On the day, I forgot my groin guard, so I went to Sports Direct and I bought the closest one that was next to me, and it had no strap on it.
Oh.
So when I cupped it under my shorts, it kept on falling. So if you look back at the fight, you'll actually see me with my left hand always like pulling up my crotch, and everyone's like, why is he touching his groin? It's because my cup kept on falling and it was digging and it hurt. So, but yeah, no, in my second fight I got all my proper gear and it just felt load better. So, yeah.
Oh wow, that's absolutely incredible. I want to speak to you about your transformation, because when you was younger you was quite a big lad, but now you're in shape and you're looking very well, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Tell us, because there's going to be lads out there that are in a similar position. What would you say is your message? Because you're definitely a guy that doesn't give up on things. You got a lot of determination about you. As to go into sport boxing, you have to have that quality, of course. How was it? Going through that self-improvement journey, man.
It was a journey. It was a hard one. Yeah. It was a necessary one for me. I mean, for all the big lads that are out there growing up in school, I completely understand how hard it is to grow up around kids that are, a lot skinnier than you, and you're quite a large lad.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you know what kids are like, don't they? They think they're funny, and they like to pick on people that are easy to pick on.
Yeah, it's not nice, is it?
No, exactly. So, for me, I wouldn't necessarily say I was getting picked on at a teenage age. I mean, I did when I was younger. But you sort of just suck it up and get used to it, and you get used to the names, you know, Fatty and, you know, big. Do you know what I mean? Just anything that revolves around being big. But then I don't know, when you hear it that many times, it just sort of triggers something inside you. You think there's no point in feeling sorry for yourself and going home and eating a pack of sausage rolls and saying, "Oh yeah, everything will be better," because it never does get any better. It gets harder. So it's, like I say, someone just triggers inside you and thinks, right, I've got to sort this out. And it is solid. It's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get into that rhythm of, you know, eating healthy, going out and exercising, just primarily focusing on your fitness, it changes something inside you, makes you more determined to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say with, you know, the weight loss journey that I had and all the exercising, it's made me fitter and healthier, not just physically but mentally as well.
Yeah.
You know, being big, it doesn't really put you in a good place.
No.
But not only that, it just makes you more determined to do you know, stuff that you want to do in life. So like, you know, getting a job and then saving up your money and then buying a house if you want to do that, or anything that you want to do. It just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose you feel more confident in yourself. Absolutely, of course. You know, at school I was quite, you know, chubby as a kid. You know, I just used to hate. Oh. That's one for the bloopers, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? I hope it's. I hope the name of the cup isn't a foreshadowing where the coffee goes. Messi.
That's disgusting. You should have got me a Ronaldo.
No, oh shit!
No, I'm joking.
Crap. No, but like I say, like at school, you know, I used to just hate taking my top off because you'd see these lads who are all, you know, they all just had really flat stomachs, and then I'd just be like here with a bit of a pot belly.
Yeah, not nice feeling, is
it? No. But you know, as luckily when I had a growth spurt, you know, I managed to
slims you down a bit.
Slims me down a bit. Yeah, I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. But,
no one's perfect.
You know, I managed to slim down, and I'm eating a lot healthier now, and you know, I've been losing a little bit of weight recently, and
I can see, mate. Yeah, you're looking well.
Thank you so much, man.
Very well.
Appreciate that. Yeah. No, it's the same to yourself, man. But it's like, you know, you just, I suppose, get to that point where you're like, I can't keep doing this to myself.
No,
you know?
exactly.
You're like,
exactly.
you're going into the cupboards, and you're just like thinking,
chocolate bar, biscuit, chocolate bar, all adds up after.
Absolutely, it does.
And one's never enough, is it?
No, it's not. No.
You get one bulb and you think, I'll have two.
Yeah.
I'll have three, and then I'll leave it there. Yeah. And then you go back later and get another, and then next thing you know, you've had a packet. So.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man.
Terrible.
Absolutely. But, you know, you always was willing to play sports. One of them was Lindum FC. Yeah. Which we both met at.
That's where we first met, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Ermine Field, mate. Yeah. I remember that. Lincoln Flames versus Lindum.
Oh, yeah. Me, Callum Johnson, Ryan Offway just walked over to you and like, you running a team? Yeah, Lindum FC. Can we join? Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. So I'll tell you my side of the story. We was literally so close to being not a thing after people had left. Lincoln Flames was strong as out. Like, mate, we had half of their players on our team because we brought out Lincoln Flames.
They were like the A team.
They were
so good.
They were.
How did that come about then? So it went from going from playing on the Ermine Field on a slanted pitch to, you know, smashing Flames at 11, whatever it bloody was in the second game, to jumping down to Sincil Bank, walking down from the Ermine every day to get to Sincil Bank to playing six-side footy. How did that come about then?
Do you know what the weird thing was? I don't know if you knew this, but it was playing in six-a-side before you guys joined.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, we had, like, I don't know if you watched the videos, but we had that Manchester game uploaded. And yeah. And that was the six-a-side league, and it was me, Thomas, Tyler, and that. Because you guys joined, and then the week after we said, come down to our six-a-side game, if you remember. And you did.
Yeah.
And it was against...
Such a long time. About 5 years.
LA, that was it. The White England Tops.
That was our first game. On the middle pitch.
Yeah, on the middle pitch.
It used to have the old AstroTurf, didn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't the black bits anymore. It was all like it was like a horrible, nasty rug, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was disgusting.
It stunk as well.
And then it got... Yeah, sorry, go on, carry on.
No, it's... so basically we had that. We had we basically played a few games before on a 6-a-side pitch. We had before you guys joined, I'll tell you a funny story. It was a game that I wasn't unfortunately privy to, because it was one of the rare times I was off, and Ashton was there, and apparently he took a penalty. His shoe went in the goal and the ball went over the bar.
I think it did. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
There was one game.
About 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's mental how time flies.
Yeah.
And then again, we there was a few other games, but then Flames lads left and formed Flames again. Yeah. And then we needed players. You guys showed up, and then we get into the 6-a-side. The 6-a-side was always like, so we was originally going to be a charity match. It was originally meant to be, Lindum FC was meant to be originally a charity game. And Dan and Ben Whittle, before you guys joined, made Ben was my assistant, and then he left.
He was a club legend, wasn't he?
At the end of the day, Ben was amazing, and if I look back and I go, you know what, that was good from Ben, because that's one more opposition for fun games added to the list. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
And then that was it, the West Common game. So and then Dan created Lincoln Flames. Dan originally created Lincoln Flames just to have opposition, so we had that one charity game. Then it kind of moulded into this, well, we're going to build Lindum into something else. Took a bit of inspiration from #United, you know.
Yeah.
They inspired me. I loved Ross Gleed, Harry Honesty. Yeah. I don't watch it as much these days, but I used to remember people like Ross Gleed, Harry Honesty, Spencer Brown, you know. Yeah. And I remember the Wembley Cup, and I just thought, this is awesome, this is cool. Yeah. Putting videos on YouTube and having your own players, and I just always liked the idea of building a team from the ground up, being first maybe not the best, and then building up and getting players better and improving on areas, and just seeing where we could take it. And that's where it came about, really. And loads of lads, just like Thomas, joined simply for the fact that we had an Instagram page and Flames didn't. And
which one was that? Tom's Grundy?
Green.
Oh, Tom Green, of course, yeah.
And Ashton joined. How did Ashton join? He was friends with Ben, and he wanted to.
Yeah, he came about, didn't he?
Yeah,
it was weird. It was a weird way of everyone joining.
Yeah,
but that was like the Lindum team then, and then
it all originated from this Lincoln City group chat. Really, we all, originally there was loads of players you'd never have heard of, and then half of them couldn't make it down. We never played a game until August of 2020 that year, because we originally made it nearly 11 months before, but it all fell apart. And then we came back, and then us lads all came and played with Lindum and stuff, you know. And then of course it ended, and then brought it back in February. I just remember waking up one morning going, you know what, I want to continue this. Set the camera up, had this big great buzz cut going on. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back, Lindum FC.
Everyone loves that. All the commentary you did. If there wasn't a George commentary, I don't think anyone would have watched it.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like, I remember just going into, when I started working as well, I was showing everyone the Lindum videos, and everyone was like, I love that guy on the microphone. Who is it? I mean, that's my mate George. And he was like, he's the manager and he runs the club, and then he was like, he is the heartbeat, like, he's just smashing. I was like, I know. But yeah, no, your commentary was like top notch, and everyone used to love it. Like, you ask anyone would say it is.
Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot, genuinely. I've got to credit. I mean, there would have been no commentary without you guys. Like, if you didn't, all of us.
So everyone,
absolutely, every single one of those players that came added to it, you know, the post-match, pre-match interviews, that's, the play, if you guys didn't, score good goals, or someone didn't parry it in their own net, or even a slip on the pitch, or Wesley chucking a chair at the sidelines going, ball to hand.
When I got next twice, that wound me up, that did.
I would have no content to commentate over. That was so funny. Take us through that. Like, what happened? How did Cameron Wilson and Kieran Hope nutmeg you 3 times?
I don't know. I want him right mind that day. But so jumping back to, obviously, we went from from nothing to grassroots, one cameraman, one group chat, Lindum FC, and then a couple of lads, and it's crazy to think out of them 3 things we made something massive. It's just it was just amazing. Like you said, the story of it, like just being built up from nothing into something, from being like not a very good team to beating the A-class Lincoln Flames. On grassroots pitch, on a mucky pitch that was on a slant, and it was brilliant. Went and hammered them.
They took all our best players, and it was like, they were thinking, oh yeah, this is the Lincoln Flames B team, and got a few comments.
That was it. They used to call us B team. Didn't
they did. Yeah, we had half the team, and then they left because someone else who was a bit of influential turned a few heads. Let's just say
a lot of people left. Well, from when I was there anyway, when you invited us, there was a lot of people at Lindum that left for Flames. I think
that was Aaron.
Ashton, was he one?
Yeah,
he left, didn't he?
He played for all our rivals pretty much, didn't he? Fridges,
no loyalty there, is there? Okay.
And then I remember he was playing for Flames, He came back, didn't he, for the West Common game. I was like, what are you doing here?
Well, we weren't actually there for the West Common game. So I remember when you invited us, you was like, oh, we've got a YouTube channel, go home and have a roll. And the first thing I did is I went home and I typed on YouTube Lindum FC, and I was looking at your West Common games, and I think you got beat, didn't you?
Oh, did we? Boy, did we.
Jack Danby in goal. Oh man, it was crazy. And I just remember every game, and I remember jumping on the Xbox that night, and I was like, I'm going to speak to Callum, and I'm going to speak to Ryan, and we're going to see if we can sort this out, all of us, not just us 3. I mean, you as well, and the other people that we had. And then I think we did a couple of training sessions, took it seriously, didn't we? We did a couple of training sessions and trained really well. And then what happened in the next game?
We smashed them.
Went to man, didn't we? Smashed them.
Mate,
oh, it was good.
I think it goes back to that ideology of never giving up, doesn't it? Because they I think it was a 7-7 draw, and they gave us a really good game, didn't they?
Yeah, it did.
And then we came back same place, same time, and beat them.
Nailed them.
I don't care what excuses of Aaron was ill or whatever. That day they would never have beaten us, in my opinion. I mean, we still kind of need to avenge the league game. I've always thought of it. We need a quadrilogy because it's one apiece all around. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. So any Lincoln Flames lads want a little one last game in style? We're ready.
Yeah, we dare you.
We dare you.
Fresh you.
Well, 7-1 will be a very recognisable scoreline, is what I'll say to that.
Yeah.
For you lot.
Crazy.
We're all good terms and stuff now, and I see people like Aaron and that, and
we've all grown up, haven't we? We're all mature, and we've gone off to do our own things, but to bring it back, at a mature age, some people have got slower, some people have got better. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be different. It'll be good. I think we could get a lot of people watching that game. If we live streamed it, it'd be good.
That would be. I think because we're all we're all working or doing our own thing or doing everything what the great thing is, I think it's very achievable to have a big last send off or whatever. I mean, I'm not a guy that shows a massive desire for 6-a-side these days. I've recently left it all and stuff,
but it's understandable why. There's many reasons, and we all knew the reasons, and it was do you know what I mean? It was completely understandable.
Oh no, I mean recently.
No.
I mean recently the. I used to play Sundays and Mondays, but I've kind of because I've got a lot of project work and stuff, I've kind of put that on the back burner. I mean, I liked the... I think I've matured a bit from the fact of I used to... You leave it a bit. I used to take it proper seriously at times,
that was a good thing though.
Because
you were the one that kept it going. Me and the lads, we'd take it seriously. Don't get me wrong, but we'd all have a laugh and. At the end of the day, there always had to be someone there to make sure the games were there. We were getting there on time. The money was paid. And you were that man. Do you know what I mean? If you weren't there, you were the heartbeat of that club, man.
It means a lot, man.
If you weren't there, we wouldn't have had that. And I know it sounds daft because how many years did we do it for? 3 years?
Yeah, we did it for a long time. Yeah.
That made our lives so much more productive and better. it was just...
Regardless of results, we all met up.
We didn't
all
care,
had fun.
did we?
No, yeah.
No.
We all had fun. And that was the thing. That was the main thing about it, was the fun. And the... You know, like... You know, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know... I just think that it was a great time. And going back to what you said about popularity...
Yeah.
Mate, the amount of times I had people coming to me...
No.
I didn't even recognise them.
Like, can we play?
Yeah.
You can watch, we can't play. Oh, it's brilliant.
We might give you a trial, but we're a full team at the moment type of thing, you know. But, like, what I do remember is walking down the street and people I didn't even recognise. I'd just sit there and I'd talk to them, of course. But while I was talking to them, maybe I looked at them like they had 3 heads. And if I did, I apologise. But in my head, I was just thinking, where have I seen you? Because I don't recognise you. And they'd just come up and they'd go, oh yeah, Lindum. And they'd know so much about the team and so much about who I was. And I was like, I don't know. It's such a strange, surreal feeling.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? When someone comes up to you and they're like, oh, you know, I remember you made that save the other day, or Harry scored that penalty. I was like, I don't remember seeing you there. No. And then I remember, we have a camera that goes on to loads of people on YouTube, you know, and then you just think, oh yeah, lads, thank you for supporting, you know. And I honestly, sometimes I get a bit of flack, but that's just social media.
Yeah, I mean, you know what social media is like. The internet can be a nasty place, but then again, it can be a wonderful place, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Like we're talking now, like we're famous. We know we're not, but
no, definitely
it was one of them things where like it was just a local thing. Like everyone locally knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you were the same, but I remember walking into school and everyone was like, oh, Lindum FC, it's brilliant, I love it. You know, me and mate's been watching it, it's so good, it's so funny. I was like, yeah, it's brilliant. Even the girls in school did, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd go into school and like, oh, George is ace, I love it when he's in goal, he's amazing. Like, these are all the girls and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, man, you would have loved. And like, we just, I don't know, even like, every Wednesday or every Thursday night, Friday night, whenever you posted that video, everyone used to come up to me like, oh, it's a new Lindum video out, is a new Lindum video out? And I was like, I don't know, I'll ask George and we'll try to find out. And I mean, how many views did you used to get on them YouTube channels?
Sometimes like multiple hundreds of thousands. It varied on different platforms, but like, you know, I just used to get you'd get like loads of likes and loads of views, and sometimes you just look at the video and you sometimes you're uploading and you're in your like editing, like I did the editing and stuff as well. I sometimes just, it doesn't hit you how people actually enjoy the videos. You know, I'm just doing this for fun and just like, I enjoy editing. I used to love editing the videos. I actually used to get a proper buzz. Sometimes I couldn't wait for the match to end just so I could go home and watch it back again.
Get on the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, can we blow the whistle so we can go home and... Or sometimes I'd even be like, can this game go even longer? Yeah. No, back to the flame story, because I think it's really important. It's fine. So basically, it's a podcast, isn't it? We all digress. But like...
Ned just goes there anyway.
So Flames... We was literally down in the dust. We had like 5 people. It was Dan's last game because he agreed to play for us and then the rematch play for them because he actually made Flames.
Dan did?
The original iteration of Flames, iteration. And I remember like just going before the game, was like, oh no, we've not got a lot of players, you know, this might be our last ever game. I'm not confident for this because we hardly had any. We had like 5 players and they had like 8, and it was like, we have, please play 5-a-side. And there was like threatening saying, oh, we'll play the extra player because there was like proper just. I know who it was that was managing, and they don't need to be mentioned, but I know what they were doing, and it was like
donuts,
kicking a dog when it's down. Come on, at least make it 5v5. You can have your substitutes, of course. We'll just play 5 on a left-side pitch. Anyway, what happened was, I remember driving up and I was thinking, I'm just going to give it my all tonight, regardless of the result. And I sees Ashton, Tom, Dan, and Danby. Those were the only other players apart from me that were there. And I sees a couple of other players. I was thinking, what's going on? Is the other lads taking the pitch now and we can't play the game? It's like, this is our pitch. No, and then luckily we had 2 pitches, but, you know, we loved that pitch because the other one was just down a slope.
Oh yeah, it was always on a slant, wasn't it?
It was. Anyway, gets out of my car. I was walking up and I see Tom. and then there's Ashton as well. A bit like this.
A bit like this. He always got voice on, didn't he?
He had a proper voice. And Denby, oh no, come on, we got time. and then they all came up to it, and then you've got Dan Clayton. And then they all came up to us, and there was like, we've got extra players, you won't believe it, we've got extra players. It's like, what are the chances?
Yeah.
And then we sees you, Ryan Huffwaite and Callum there, and it was just like, we'll play for you, yeah. And it was just like, you just fit in. Like the first day, it was like you'd played for us for ages. Like, you just... It was
destiny, mate, that was.
It was, literally. It was like meant to be. It's one of those moments in your life where you think, well, surely there's things are meant to happen sometimes, because what are the chances? You could have all three just sat at home and played pro clubs all night, but instead you chose to go out and play football the night we were there. I mean, it's just weird how things align like that.
Yeah, it was strange. So we actually knew Jack Danby. I knew Jack Danby.
Yeah.
Before any of that. So when I see Jack kicking a ball about on the field, I thought, they're getting ready to have a game. And I was like, they look a bit short on men. I'm going to go over. And I went, Jack, you playing a game of footy? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, playing against Lincoln Flames. Yeah. I went, what, them lads over there? And he's like, yeah, but we're down a couple of men. And I went, wow, I've got two lads here. Do you want to play some footy?
Yeah.
And that's when Colin and Ryan went over. I was like, yeah, we'll play. And I was like buzzing for it. Any chance to touch football, we would go do it.
Yeah.
And then Jack was like, yeah, our gaffer's turning up soon, and have a word with him, and he'll let you know if you can play or not. And I remember speaking to you on that day. We all three of us did, didn't we? And you was like, yeah, we're looking for people. Yeah. And then ever since then, it was just like, it was just crazy.
Of course, man. Absolutely. Oh, mate, I remember that. I just remember thinking to myself, like, I can't, we can't, I love, like, giving opportunity. I think everyone deserves an opportunity in life, absolutely. Yeah. And two, I just appreciated, like, the fact that you lads were just so willing to... Like, we were so short of men, you could have easily, like, looked the other way and gone, oh, they look established, and gone over there, couldn't you? But he was just, like, came and you knew Danby and he helped us out. And in football, it was just proper grassroots, playing for the enjoyment of the game.
Literally.
And that was it. Like, there was no money involved. There was no like, nothing but personal pride and a camera over there. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Like, I criticised Ashton, but I was also a bit of a two-timer at one stage, if I remember. Do you remember Turkish Delict?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
What a time. That was funny. Mate, I honestly sometimes, the fourth game, the 1-0, we brought like such a... I wouldn't say it was the greatest Turkish team, and then you lads were a full squad. And I just remember being so nervous into the game, but then I grew into the game and I had one of like my best ever performances. Yeah. Like, and then who was it? Was it you that scored the goal, the winner, or was it Harry? Who was it?
What, 1-0 game?
Yeah.
Who was it against?
Turkish, wasn't it? Lindum Turkish.
I don't know. Was it that volley I scored?
Yeah, it might have been, or is that was Bet.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to say Harry.
I'd like to say Harry too.
But I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, either way, I remember that game, and I remember thinking, "Wow, what a game!" We actually held our own there. But then the first and second game was brilliant. Like, I loved the second game because it was like a reunion of going on that Ermine pitch, and we were all buddies. Like, I think it was one of the friendlier rivalries. Yeah. Apart from those two lasses behind the camera who had a bit of an argument. But other than that, it was quite a friendly rivalry. That's what I liked. The best rivalry will always be Flames for me. Yeah. People like to say West Common. I'll be honest, and I might upset a few of the West Common. I never gave a fuck about that rivalry. No. I knew that they were out of our league, and it was good fun. But I just thought the Flames and Lindum riverry was just so much more gas lit to the flame. Do you know what I mean?
It was just an absolute classic.
Two-footing going on everywhere. And do you remember after the game, their manager came up and said, "You lie all the time. It was a 7-6 win to us." And then Callum was like, "Oh, shut up! It was 7-7."
Yeah, and there's we've got the footage to prove it.
We have, yeah. Literally, absolutely.
Yeah, because they never used to record anything. It was always us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely. The only time they ever had their matches filmed was us.
I mean, I think the story of Lindum really is an amazing story.
Yeah.
Like, we've touched upon now, like, how it all started, who started it, which was yourself, who was there first, and then how we've brought people on.
Yeah.
And then, like we said, you built it up. It just built, I don't know, it was just, you know, we had a lot of people coming to watch, didn't we? Can you remember that game? I don't know if it was on the Ermine or it might have been at Sinsel Bank. We must have had about 40 people watching.
I'd say it's closer to 100.
It was.
I generally, like, I looked at, I'll speak about that game. So, it was also this Ball of Duty, wasn't it? You know?
That was it, yeah. A lot of weird names out there, I can't remember all of them.
Yeah. So I can remember them. So you had Girls Aloud, Ball of Duty, West Common, Lincoln Flames,
Manchester
United. We've got Time FC, Real Madrid,
into your nan,
Barcelona's.
No, what was, yeah, but that's it. Yeah, that's it.
We had Inter Rosed.
Yeah, that's it.
Who was that Campiani Madalani team that we had like the greatest game of all time? I don't mean quality, I mean just pure like goals back and forth. Was it like 12-11?
No.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Harry Nugent got like 4 goals and it was just
I think what
back
was it?
and forth, wasn't it?
He came on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And within like 40 seconds he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
There's a clip on YouTube of it somewhere.
Yes.
He was a monster, Harry, though. Like, you just get the ball, give it to his feet, and he just wiggle and smack it, and just went straight in every time. Best striker in the mystery. Best striker.
JJ's crying now.
No, sod JJ. No, stay in goal.
Poor JJ.
Nah, JJ was a player. He was a player. Yeah. And then, obviously, like you said, you was already in a 60-side league. We didn't even know that. But then you was like, come down one day, we'll play at Ali LA. And we got hammered. And we was getting hammered by all these teams. We thought, this is a complete different league. But, you know, like we said, every day, or every other day, was training, taking it seriously. And then, you know, teams like Lincoln Flames started to fold, West Common started to fold, and then everyone started showing interest in Lindum. Who was the only team that was from our Ermine area that was up and going.
Yeah.
And then people like Ashton and people like that all left. No.
Things happen.
Yeah,
you come and you move, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Well, then this is when, like, for me anyway, I don't know if this is anyone else's opinion, but
This is when like the real
A team of Lindum started forming.
Yeah.
So like from West Common phoning, there's one little player, we've heard about him all before, you know, he could be a little bit gobby at times but we all knew he could just absolutely smash the hell out of a ball. Yeah, Mr. Nugent.
Oh man.
Yeah, so he gets invited over to Lindum and we think, all right, we've got Harry, you know, we know he's a striker, we're looking for a striker. And I don't know if this is how you thought at the same time as well, but we thought, Harry Nugent. Not many of us really liked him. I knew Ryan liked him. Ryan grew up with him, but we didn't because he was a little bit gobby on the West Common side.
Yeah.
We all weren't very keen on him. But then he came over and we got speaking, and he was one of the soundest lads you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I always kind of knew that with Harry because I think the We Lose for Every Week game was actually before we met you guys.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks before we met you guys. Yeah. And I actually had the chance to speak to Mr. Nugent, and he said he was nothing but lovely and smiley, and he welcomed me with open arms, and we had a great laugh, him and Tyler as well.
Yeah.
I think half of the whole, you know, at the time it wrapped up in it, but half I think of the gobbiness was to kind of sell these matches to people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's just it's like, also the passion of the game though.
Absolutely,
like everyone gets a bit gobby, and it's the best bit about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you're on the losing side and you don't take it on the chin, you think, you know what a div. You know, like, and then, but then when you get to know him, especially when on your side as well, you know, such a lovely lad. I'm best mates with him today. He's my best mate, and like. You know, he's away in Manchester, we're here in Lincoln, nowhere near each other, but when we do speak to each other, we're just like we've been speaking for 8, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I spoke to him yesterday, even though I didn't.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You have those people like that. Like, today I've seen you, you know, not being awkward at all so far, has it? You know?
Exactly.
And you just, I suppose, it's like riding a bike when you see these people again. It's just all of a sudden, you know,
comes back to you.
It just comes back to you. Oh, you're right, lad. You know, and I love that side of it. I love the social side of Lindum. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Like you say, you didn't see him, you didn't like him, and then now you do, kind of thing. And West Common kind of fell. The lads that didn't want to play left, and the lads that we wanted who took an interest. Like, I'll be honest, I was chasing Tyler Jones for absolutely ages.
I know, that was a weird one. So like,
he was like him and Joe Francis, and I'm like,
yeah, he was just a big lad, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I remember like, so obviously we won't score. So like back to the Harry thing just before we get to Tyler. I remember we weren't scoring any goals and was getting smashed by like LA and...
He wasn't the most technical player, but he always... once he scored that penalty, he always could find the back of the onnit bag, couldn't he?
But he found a form, didn't he? Like once he scored, he just started scoring and then scoring and then scoring, and we thought, yeah, he's all right. And then every time he got the ball to his feet, he just knew where the goal was. Just proper striker's instinct.
Yeah.
And... You know, we didn't have any other players like me, Callum Johnson, Ryan. We weren't like that.
He just like what I liked about him was like, you know, he wasn't technically the most gifted, but you put him in front of a goal, right? He just would relax and he'd just place it, and he'd just be nonchalant about it. And that was just, he always had that like confidence to him, didn't he? And he was always quite relaxed until he wasn't. Yeah, until he was reffing a game, and then he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing, ref?"
Just a composed striker. Though,
he was composed, yeah.
When you think of Harry Nugent, you just think of the number 9.
Yeah,
that's what I do anyway. And I think everyone else does as well. Yeah. And like, there's one goal that sticks out to me with Harry is, can you remember? I can't remember who we were against.
Was it on camera?
Yeah, it's on camera. Yeah. It was one of the best goals from Lindum anyway. And the ball comes down, he brings it down at his feet, I think it was anyway, I can't remember it right. Wiggled past these players, shifted it onto his right foot, bang, just rifled it. And it went in, and we was just like, what? Like Messi-esque or what? It was just mental. Top striker, mate. Yeah. That was it. A little lacroquette, wasn't it? So he went shift, gone, and then went bang, and I just thought, what the hell? Just after that, after we signed Harry and we had a couple of games, I just remember turning up to a 6-star game one day, and you walked up to me and you was like, "Oh, this is Tyler," and I thought, "Who's he?" I did. I just thought, "Who's that? Why is he here?" Yeah. And then he was just a tall bloke, and he looked a bit intimidating. Yeah. But he's just a massive teddy bear, wasn't he? Yeah. Like just soft as anything. Yeah. And he was like, I think wasn't he like your assistant coach for the first game, and he didn't play, did he? Yeah. I remember him coming out in a big coat, and I thought, who's that? Like, what's he doing? Trying to take George's spot or something? And then, what was it? And then I think I was centre back at the time. Did we have Dan Clayton? Yeah. Who was alongside me?
I think you had CJ at the time.
Oh, was it Emil?
Emil, that was
Emil.
Yeah,
Emil, that was it. That's it.
Yeah,
my German centre-back partner. Yeah.
Carl as well.
Yeah, Carl. I remember Carl.
Lucas, yeah.
But we had... but yeah, I think Emil sort of took a break, didn't he? And we were looking for a new centre-back. Yeah. And that's when you brought Tyler in. Yeah. And he was probably... When you think of Tyler, you think centre-back. Like, so gifted. Like... I don't know, just used to fling a leg in and he just win a ball, wouldn't he?
He had long limbs, didn't he?
He never committed a foul. No. And I thought, that's just mental. Yeah. Because I wasn't the best centre-back. The only reason why I was centre-back was because at the time, when we first started, I was such a big lad and I couldn't run. Yeah. So I just thought, the only thing I could really do was ping a long ball.
And you had strength to you as well. Yeah, like, you could always people didn't realise to your game there was a lot more brains to you. Like there was some bits that you did, and I just thought, you cheeky bastard. Yeah. How did you come up with that? I don't know. There was one time where there was a penalty. And you just started placing it on the ground, and I was none the wiser. I just thought, oh yeah, he's placing the penalty. Let's get the camera right. All of a sudden, I blink and it's in the back of the net, and what you realise has happened, he puts, and I've implemented it to my game, he put the ball on the ground, and then your hand was there, and you kicked it out your hands into the bottom corner, and the keeper wasn't expecting it. Yeah, because I just remember pissing myself like...
It's like the keeper wasn't awake. I walked up to the camera, I knew what I was doing before I even did it. I went, watch this, or something like that. And I just thought... Yeah. I fiddled around with his ball and I thought, he's going to wait for me to step back and then he's going to wake up and go, right, he's going to take this. Yeah. So I thought, just play with the ball, let go, bang. And then I just didn't expect it. And I thought, because we won that game on pen shootouts as well.
We did, we did. I remember that. That was so class. Yeah. There's little bits that you did like that. There was times where Danby would be on the ball and you'd just be like frailing your arms out like that. And I think you was like the shit house of the team for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to be like noticed as that. I mean, I'm not too sure if I was, but yeah, there was a couple of stuff I used to do is to wind up opponents. But, but we'll go on to that at a later date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't disclose your secrets, can you?
No. Exactly. So like. like, yeah, if you want to take over and say something, just let me know. But when we had Harry, and then we got Tyler, we was starting to form this really good team. We had a clinical striker, we had a top quality defender, and then I just felt like I was in a position where I was trying to find my own feet. So, like, we had Carl, who was a good centre back, big brute of a bloke.
Yeah, he was.
And I felt like I was sort of not losing my place, but I was losing my way at a centre back role.
Yeah.
And then I thought, and I don't know if you can remember, but I took a break from Lindum.
Yes.
Because I was struggling to sort stuff out. So I went away, I lost a bit of weight, and then I came back. Yeah. And then I always knew that I had a decent pass on me. The only thing I couldn't do was twist and turn. Yeah. But I thought maybe I can do something in maybe a CDM role or a centre mid role.
Kind of cover, yeah.
And then I started playing centre mid. You started putting me centre mid because I was asking. And then I started scoring goals, and I started setting up goals, and I thought, this is my position. But the issue is we had Callum Johnson there, if you can remember. Yeah. But Callum was more of a 6, so he'd sit back and then pass the ball and whatnot. And I started seeing myself as more of an 8 or a 10. Yeah. And then we had Ryan on the left, and then Harry Nugent on the right, and then it was just that position for me started to click. And that's when we started winning most of our games, I'd like to say anyway. Yeah. So we were close one season.
We're close there, absolutely. It's a shame we didn't kind of continue from then, because I think we'd have had if the lads were together a bit more in the end, I think we'd have been able to we can move forward from this and maybe go one step further. But I think a bit of inexperience crept in with the last few games. But I remember thinking, God, we've got a good chance. Sometimes I look back in that season, I just go, if we just had a bit more maturity as we do now, I think we'd have got it. Yeah, I think we'd have generally got it. Like, I think we'd snatched that promotion for sure. Unfortunately, I think heads go and
which they did.
Things happen. Yeah.
Just wish you carried on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But there were games we was walking into There was, I can't remember the name. There was a team, and they played in the red shirts, and they had that lad up front, wears glasses and he has hearing aids. He plays for England's.
Oh, Edwards, Sam Edwards, yeah.
His team, like we used to get thrashed by them, and there was one game where we all just turned up. We all did everything, and I can't remember how it went, but we ended up scoring a couple goals. They scored a couple goals, and we was nicking it by 1 goal. It was like the last 2 minutes to play. And can you remember when I held it in the corner? Yeah. And they started kicking at my ankles and stuff, and I was all getting fed up. And we won that game. Yeah. And that was a turning point for us, saying we could go and win the league. Yeah. We just need to keep our heads screwed on.
I think the season before, weirdly enough, we got relegated from the Prem. We had one of our worst seasons ever. But we kind of transitioned to have new people in. Yeah. And then, the season after, I think we were close.
Yeah, that season was one of the seasons where... Yeah. Like, we just, everyone was trying to find their own position. I was trying to find mine, we had Callum and Ryan who were trying to sort their stuff out, and Harry wasn't really getting the service that he deserved, and we proper struggled that season. But then we just came back 10 times stronger the next one. Yeah. And it was just crazy.
Harry, Tyler and all the lads held it very well together and kept the club going when, I was going through my struggles and stuff, and I'll be completely honest, man. There was times where I don't think my head was right. Like,
it happens though.
I think there's a couple of times through seasons where I just had a few mental health problems, genuinely. And I think what I liked about it was looking back at times. Of course, in the moment you're thinking, they're losing faith in me. And actually, I think you guys could see that. A lad in trouble, it was fighting up here.
See, that was
and you guys, I'll be honest, did well. I always felt like I was welcome back.
See,
having time to ponder on it.
Yeah, there was a time where, we were playing. Obviously, we were all playing football and stuff, and we there was a time where you came in and you went yourself, and we was like, "What's up with George?" Yeah. And we couldn't get out of anyone. Yeah. And then we never really found out, which it wasn't any of our business anyway. No. But I think someone had an idea of what was going on, and then my issue was there were certain people that weren't very nice to you, and it used to really annoy me. And obviously you're the person that made this whole team. You're the person that keeps it going. If there wasn't any money paid, you pay it, and it wasn't your place to do so with that the whole money thing, but you did it, and that was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, people like me and Harry and you know, people like that really appreciated it. And I know there were some times where me and you would have a little falling out, and then me and you and Harry, or me and Harry, and do you know what I mean?
It happens when you're in a team, though.
And it was never malice or anything like that. It was never malicious, but you know, we always like kissed and made up after. And but yeah, no, when people took it a bit too far with you, that's when it used to really annoy me.
Yeah.
Because, like, no disrespect intended, but I just felt like people were trying to take advantage of what you were doing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right.
No.
And then like I said, forwarding on from that, there was a time when you came in and you was struggling a bit. And we never knew what it was with, but we didn't ask any questions. And we was like, oh, you know, like, I think someone, like, barked at you for some reason. Like, I had a go at you. And I just remember turning around saying, just leave him alone. Like, what is he... Leave him alone. You can clearly see he's not like with it. Like he's not with it. If that makes sense. Again, no disrespect. Just leave him be. And like, if he needs us, he'll come to us. Yeah. But don't be sat there because he's made a decision. Some people that were like that, and I told them straight. And
I remember this.
Yeah. And then you went away for a bit. Yeah. Can you remember?
Yeah, I did.
And then you left it with Tyler. Yeah. So I think Tyler was manager for a bit.
You hit Harry and Tyler, wasn't it?
Harry. That's it. Yeah. Harry and Tyler. Yeah.
And they did very well.
Yeah.
They kept it on.
But yeah, but it wasn't the same without you though. So like it was, but that used to annoy me. Like people would come over and just start biting your head off, and I thought, leave them alone. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because no one ever did it with anyone else, and I just thought, no, it's out of order. So that was like one of the lowest points of the Lindum.
I think because as well, I think there's a lot of expectation because. I suppose I was so with it for a lot of it, and then when I wasn't, people were a bit like, "What's going on here? He's better," you know. And they were like a bit like, "You've got to do this, you've got to do that," and sometimes I felt, you know, a bit down and a bit overwhelmed with the whole, because it did get quite big at one point, and I remember that game where loads of people came. Man,
but they were taking the mick, weren't they?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like an enjoyable thing. It was like, just calm it down and just let us...
I remember some of the opposition got it, and there was some things that were said to the opposition players that were very personal as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember thinking, this is not what it was about.
No, it's not fun.
And then I remember one of the games where... I just...
when you lost the plot?
Yeah,
I remember that one.
I lost
brilliant.
I lost the plot.
Yeah, because you walked off, didn't you?
But there was one time where I just remember people taking a mick, people saying stuff, and you know, we was losing, and the opposition players were going, "Oh yeah, you're not that good now, are you, Lindum?" You know, or, you know, you think you're something, you're not. And I was like, I'd never thought I was anything. I'm just a lad trying to play my football and trying to entertain people. Yeah. And people at the crowd were just, like, getting at me. And then I just stormed off, and the referee was consoling me. And I was, like, thinking to myself, like, I suppose psychology's an interesting thing, you know, when you're on the pitch and people are at you, you know. Yeah. Like, I've always... you know, at times felt when people are really getting at you on the pitch, it's a bit overwhelming, you know. But I remember the ref, Danny, was nothing but lovely.
Oh, Danny. I miss Danny.
He was like...
Good referee.
He was nothing but lovely to me.
We had Eddie as well, and he was quite a good ref. Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie. Angry Birds ref, a lot of people called him, because he's always on his...
Oh, he was, yeah.
I'm playing Angry Birds.
Oh, yeah.
He was lovely. Eddie and Danny. But Danny, I remember him saying to me, who gives a fuck what they think?
Yeah.
They've all come here to see a good game, and if there's lads here that are... fucking around, I will control the game.
Yeah.
Just go out and have fun, lads. You know, you came here to enjoy yourself. Yeah. Don't listen to them. It doesn't matter what the score is. Just enjoy yourself and try the best you can. I think it could have been managed better.
I mean, what, the whole of Lindum?
Oh no, I mean that period.
Oh yeah.
I wish
you always get a rough period though.
You do, yeah.
But like,
I won't change anything because it made us who we are today.
No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the only thing I wish it did was kept it going longer.
Yeah.
I think it got to a point. So everything was obviously like you were going through a rough period, and everyone's heads were going all over the place, and everyone started arguing with each other, and then it got to a point when you left, didn't you?
Yeah.
You left it with Harry.
Yeah.
Because Tyler didn't want to be manager.
Yeah.
And we tried to keep it going, and we was doing really well. To be fair,
we
was winning quite a couple of games, and we made it so when people were arriving, they arrived purely to watch and have a good laugh.
Yeah.
They didn't arrive to dictate that they were playing when they weren't even a player, and then everything like that. So we managed, we managed to keep that under control. And then when people started seeing our videos, there were a lot of nasty teams out there. Like I remember playing a game where like someone swung for Ryan, and then Harry kept on getting like pushed over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we was playing against this one team, and they were beating us, and we weren't getting gobby or anything. Trying to have a good time videoing and stuff, And then I remember we was getting 2-footed, pushed, slid, everything. I don't think this game was on camera.
Yeah.
And then I went for this ball. Me and this lad went for this ball, and we smacked it like simultaneously.
Yeah.
And like you could tell, when someone's just trying to go through you?
Yeah.
It was like that, and I snapped my ligament.
Yeah.
And I was on the pitch, like hopping, and I went down, and then what made Lindum start falling out of love with that league was no one was supportive or anything. Like I remember snapping my ligament there, and I wasn't driving at the time or anything, and everyone was like, "Oh, get up, you pansy, you pussy. Oh, I didn't even get up," and you just think, "Oh." So I crawled off the pitch, and the only person that came over to me, bar on our team.
I don't think I was there for that game.
No, you wasn't. No, you'd left.
Yeah.
And the only person that came up to me, barring the whole of Lindum,
yeah,
was Danny. Danny walked up to me and went, "You alright?" I went, "Nah, I think I broke my leg." As I thought I broke my leg, and then he was like, "Can you stand?" And I couldn't stand. And he was like, "Oh, bloody hell." And he's like, "You got a number to call?" I went, "Yeah, I'll call my mum, and my mum will come and pick me up." And that night, like I was in that much pain, I couldn't twist my leg or anything, and I generally thought I'd snapped it. And not my leg, I thought I just broke a bone. And I went to hospital that night, and then that's when they're like doing a couple of scans. I was like, I can't see a break, but obviously your ligament will be snapped or broke, and that's what the doctor said to me. And I was on crutches. I was out for a long time. I was on crutches for ages, but no matter what, I went to the Lindum games and watched. And then I think after that period, that's just when everyone started leaving, and then it got to a point where no one was paying any money. We couldn't fund it or anything, and we was all kids, didn't have jobs wrote, so we just left it there. And then that's when it ended in I just wish it ended in a better way, like sort of like big tournament, win the tournament, last game of the season, bosh, say bye to everyone, couple of videos, that's it.
Yeah, I'd say so. I kind of wish for that as well. Like, absolutely. So we had that period, where it just went. I remember the last ever game. It was pretty much the 6 Guys One Cup team that we had now that played in, but just at Sinsel Bank. Yeah. Liam, Hazier, and them lot turned up, and.
Oh yeah, that one Lindum, was it? That was 6 Guys, 6 Guys, 1 Cup.
Yeah, technically, but it was Lindum's last game at the Sinsel Bank pitch, and it was 3-3. So we didn't end with a loss, thankfully. No. But it wasn't on camera. But it was one of our best games. I remember a lad called Kyron as well. He played his first game for Lindum because it was so short of players. Yeah. And I remember just thinking, we kind of pulled out the league after that. Tyler messaged the league and said, "Hi, we're not playing anymore, thank you." Yeah.
Everyone was gutted when we left.
I think we should definitely maybe get a game going or something,
Summer's coming, isn't it? So
one thing that doesn't sit well with me is that Lincoln Flames, and the amount of times I've wanted that quadrilogy, mate. Lincoln Flames have gone, like they've said, I've gone up to them and said, "Oh, do you want to do a quadrilogy?" I really want that. If there was one thing I'd left to do with Lindum, was to definitely end it on a high.
We do one last big game, and I reckon we could make it a charity game.
Yeah.
Or we could go back into league and try and get up and running. But the risk of that is it making it look silly.
Yeah.
But it might not do. It depends if you're willing to fight that bullet.
At the end of the day, like I think we'd love to just have something to win that Lincoln Flames quadrilogy. Yeah. Because we did a trilogy and it couldn't separate ourselves.
We lost, we drew, and then we won.
Yeah.
So it's that one game to decide who's the better team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get all the lads back.
Yeah.
Still got your football boots.
I have.
Yeah, I've still got mine.
Have you got yours?
It's not the Predators anymore.
No.
My toe went through them.
Oh, yeah.
I've got some new bright blue Lindum colours, Night Mercurials.
Nice one, man.
Yeah,
That would be sick.
Yeah, get them on my feet.
You got anything else that you'd like to speak about, Wes? You know, so we've done your boxing. We've done a very long segment of Lindum, but there's a 4 years worth of discussion there. So of course that was going to be a big bulk of it.
I think that was the majority. That was a short story, really, wasn't it? Like of how Lindum was.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I'd love to do is, like, we could create a Lindum Pro Club. Everyone's got FIFA.
Yeah.
If you imagine getting all the lads on one party and then playing Pro Clubs and speaking to each other about it.
That would be class.
That'd be a good, like, you know, if you could do a video and like you could hear everyone speaking about it, it'd be brilliant.
It would actually, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's not. Do you know when you come on and you've got loads of questions and then they just disappear after you talk about all the...
I've got a few questions. So,
go for it,
what do you make of Manchester United at the moment, Wes?
Oh, of course, yeah, that's what I did come here to speak about.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just don't know what's going on at the minute, man. Like, you know, I understand there's loads of issues behind closed doors with like the owners and like there's loads of redundancies that have been happening at the minute and... It just, in my mind, it just makes me think, though, why the owners, I understand that bit, but what I don't understand is, why is that affecting the team, like the players? Like, one, why would that be affecting them and the manager? The only reason why I know it would is financial reasons. I completely get that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's what all these redundancies are happening for, but I just don't get why that would be affecting the players. I know they might have some relationship with the staff and that, I completely get that.
Yeah.
But... professionally, you know, you're there and you're getting paid a stupid amount of money. You're playing for one of the best clubs in the world.
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is focus on your games. Because at the end of the day, football's for the fans, isn't it? Yeah. So, like, I just don't know why that affects our players so much. And, like, it's just shocking. I just don't know what could be going through your head to make you... It's like Rashford, one of the best players in the league. Now look at him. Like, what could it be?
What could it be, yeah.
It's just a question everyone's asking.
Absolutely, yeah. No, totally. You know, Rashford's doing better now at Villa, aren't he?
Yeah, he's got a couple of assists, hasn't he? And
it's
but even now though, he's not getting. I wouldn't say he's won his spot yet at Villa.
No,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
You still got that Daniel Malin that's coming and he's doing well. Asensio's doing really well.
Yeah.
And they've still got young players coming through like Jacob Ramsey and Morgan Rogers.
Yeah,
ex-Lincoln, lad.
Ex-Lincoln, yeah. Oh my God, Morgan. Let's talk about him. Morgan Rogers, yeah, absolutely fantastic player. Him and Brennan were so good for the Imps, and then Morgan, mate. You know, he's just wicked. Like,
he's just someone else.
He is, genuinely, and he was always rated highly. I remember playing Football Manager. It's like, oh, hang on. Morgan Rogers always keeps popping up in the England team in the future of my saves. Do you know what I mean? And he's always like a player that you'd get in when you're in the Prem and stuff. So I was like, I already knew, he's a Football Manager wonder kid. Yeah. And then to see him at Lincoln, I was like, no way, we've actually got Morgan Rogers, the Manchester City youngster, because I knew how highly he was rated. And then now to see him at Villa, it's like, I knew.
Mental, isn't it? He's in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, same with Brennan Johnson though.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's not in the Champions League or anything like that, but mate, he's making that Tottenham team look like trying to. He's doing it, but the Tottenham team's just not following it at the minute. But he's keeping them up there a bit.
He's that highlight player, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's developed so well.
It's crazy. I just remember being sat at Cinebank, like just watching him, and I thought he's wicked. But like, it was the same with. Can you remember Harry Anderson? He was the same. I remember watching him, like, he's wicked.
Yeah.
But then look where he is now. Like, so you don't really think people are going to go on to.
He's at Colchester back with Danny Cowley now, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Harry
is.
Anderson, yeah.
But like, it's like you don't think they're going to end up in the Prem top star players, do you?
No.
But I mean, for Brennan Johnson and Morgan to do that, it's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a few players like that, you know, and you just think.
Harry Toffolo.
Yeah, Harry Toffolo. I remember watching him. He's another player that's gone to the big time, you know.
Man.
And it just it really. But Alex Palmer.
Yeah.
Alex Palmer again. He's playing for, you know, he's playing high echelons of football now as well. And you just think he was a great keeper for us as well. The last two bits I want to get you.
Yeah, no, go for it.
A few quick fire questions. Wes. I've asked a few of the guests recently about these questions, and it's a lovely segment that we like. What is your favourite meal deal? If you was to go into Tesco's, Co-op or anywhere, what would you go and get?
Right. So, it all depends on where... Is it Tesco?
Yeah. I mean, we can do all of them, but,
I always go... I'm boring. Right. I always go for the breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, all-day breakfast sandwich. I'll always go for that.
Yeah.
Drink, depending on what day it is. If I'm going to work in the morning, I'll get a can of Monster.
Yeah.
But if it's a weekend and I want to sit at home and chill out, I'll get a cold coffee. Do you know the cappuccino one, the cafe latte ones?
Yeah.
I'll get a cappuccino, one of them. Brilliant, amazing.
Smashing, isn't it?
What would I have for a snack? Usually on a weekend I'd have a Scotch egg, like a big Scotch egg. But if I'm at work, I'll probably get like something protein, like chicken stick, and just to sort of keep me going, sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I used to get a brownie, but I've gone off brownies now.
Yeah, oh, nice.
What about you?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm quite a simple man.
Yeah.
I'd get a sandwich. Sometimes egg and cress is all right.
I do like egg and cress.
I do like chicken and bacon.
Yeah.
That's always a nice go-to for me. Tuna.
Chicken and stuffing. That's
yes.
one I love.
Do you know what? You took the words out, Mama.
Yeah.
Chicken and stuffing.
Chicken and stuffing. Yeah.
That's goated. And I'd get either double-decker or a picnic bar, or I'd go for one of the packet of crisps, prawn cocktails.
I like flame grilled steak flavoured.
Shit, yeah, you got that as well. Yeah, that do you know what? That's another good one I get. The barbecue ones are decent as well. To be fair.
Yeah, nice. I'm not a big lover of do you know, Watsits and stuff like that. Quavers I don't mind, and I know it sounds weird, but I love a bag of Skips.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you say, Quavers are good as well. Pringles, sometimes you can get Pringles, and it's quite nice as well. Drink, I like a Pepsi Max. I'm quite simple with it, to be fair. Pepsi Max.
I'm a Dr. Pepper lover, I am.
Oh, I love a Dr. Pepper, man. If I was to get a Coke, I rarely get the full fat one, personally. I've just kind of like... don't get me wrong. Do you know why it's so good to do that? Because when you do get a full fat one, it tastes so much richer. It tastes so much better.
Yeah, see, I'm so used to drinking sugar-free pop now.
Yeah.
That when I drink the sugar one, it's too sweet for me.
Yeah,
I can't drink it anymore. Full fat Coke, I won't touch it ever again.
No.
Something with like Fanta, like Fanta fruit juice or something, I could do that. But again, I just prefer the zero sugar.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah.
What was you going to say?
No, I was going to go on to best player to ever live debate. CR7 for me has proved at absolutely everything. I don't care that he's got less Ballon d'Ors than Messi. Messi doesn't deserve half of the Ballon d'Ors that he won. You know, like, what was it? Lewandowski deserved one of them that he had. Haaland deserved the other. I can't remember the other one. I think Andres Iniesta. He nicked one off Andres Iniesta or no. But
all public opinion, and at the same time, like, I do agree with one or two have been nicked.
Yeah.
But let's just say he did nick the ones.
Yeah.
It's still level. I'm not particularly too bothered about the amount of Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah.
If they've won Ballon d'Or more than 3 times, they're an all-time great.
Yeah.
However, I just feel that, of course, Messi can't prove himself in the Euros because he's not European. So the only thing I can compare is the Copa America. And I know people will go, it's not the same. It's not, but it's the only thing that he can do that's the equivalent, because he can't dictate whether he's Argentinian. And 2, he won the World Cup.
Yeah.
If Ronaldo comes back at 41 and wins the World Cup, I don't care what anyone says. I will back your claim of Ronaldo being the best. But personally for me, Messi's naturally gifted. His numbers don't lie. Yeah. In his greatest ever season, he got 2 more goals than Ronaldo. One of the arguments you could tell me is different leagues. Like, Ronaldo has done well in Serie A. He's done well in Premier League. Yeah. He's done well in Spain.
Portuguese league.
He did well in Portuguese
and
Saudi. Messi kind of has only done Ligue 1 and America.
Yeah.
But he has played very well against English teams, held his own so well, and won Champions League. I personally, in my opinion, think Messi is the greatest. I don't want to take anything away from Ronaldo.
No.
I do. I don't want to come across like one of those that's, Messi's better. fuck Ronaldo. Ronaldo's incredibly brilliant. I respect him so much. Ronaldo is. Do you know what? Like, again, you could easily tell me stuff and easily argue for both of them, right? Couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could easily argue for both of them. Yeah. It's not like it's a full defined, like, Messi is here and Ronaldo's here, or vice versa. Yeah. You could easily make an argument for both. That's my opinion.
What I will say about Messi is he is 100% the most naturally gifted person in the world. Like,
ever.
Footballing, ever. Yeah. Footballing ability.
Yeah.
Like, just the way he turns and the way he sees the game and the pitch, completely get it, better than Ronaldo, fair play, right? But
I think it's the graft he's had to put in Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not only that, it's just, again, the leagues is such a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, Messi, for the majority of his life, played for Barcelona, right? I don't even want that cup anymore. But Messi played for Barcelona the majority of his life, and look at the players that he always had round him, though. Yeah. Like, he's had the world's best players, and he's never had like a rubbish team. Whereas if you look at Ronaldo, right, when he first came in, he had like Van Nistelrooy, Scholes, and people like that. But even going through like the years at Man U,
are you talking as well about the Sporting CP days as well? He had a shit team then, compared to him.
Yeah,
but he was a young lad. And then he caught. But again, Madrid and Man United was still elite teams.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. Yeah,
he had Roy Keane for a bit, who we know how great he was and underappreciated he was, and then you had Scholes, who was just God's gift as a midfielder.
Yeah,
and he had Rooney as a strike partner.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like
Bale, Benzema.
I don't know. In La Liga, there's no argument for La Liga. He had the best team around him. Completely get that. That's why he scored that many goals.
Yeah.
But if you look at like United, like in La Liga, you've got one or two teams.
Yeah.
You got Real Madrid, technically one team. You got Real Madrid, Barcelona, aren't you? They're the two teams.
Yeah.
You have got Atletico Madrid, but they're never going to be better than Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Right. But then you look at the Premier League. Yeah. All the teams were big. You had like Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, especially Arsenal when the Invincible season. And then you did have United, but even City were pushing up, weren't they? And like the players that Ronaldo was getting around him towards later on in the latter years, he had like there were no Scholes, there were no Roy Keane, there were no big massive players like that. He did have good players around him like Michael Carrick and that, but then he was also playing with players like Tom Cleverley.
Not for very long though.
No, exactly, because he went away to
again, like he still had that Tevez there and Scholes and all
that also wasn't for very long though. Like it was, but it wasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Scholes was there for ages, wasn't it? Scholes was there for his whole career.
Scholes was
at Man United.
Yeah, but for Ronaldo, I mean, Ronaldo was at United for 5 years. No, was it 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had gigs as well.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't a prime gigs, but it was still a good version of gigs.
So he still had good players around him, but nowhere near as good as the players that Messi had.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldinho.
But it's different styles of football as well. Like, again, were they as good at tiki-taka? No, but, you couldn't play... Barcelona couldn't play direct football against United, could they?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
And I know Barcelona knocks United out of the Champions League, right? But again, I'm just saying, look at the players that they had. If you put Messi in the Premier League, I'm telling you now, he won't survive. No way.
It's hard to say, innit? It's hard to say.
I don't think he would.
No. Did you think he's a bit like Angel Di Maria syndrome a little bit?
Look what happened to him.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Best player, one of the best players at Real Madrid, got him for an extortionate amount, came over, and he was good, don't get me wrong. Like, but physically, he wasn't capable of running that.
The English game is a physical game, isn't it? And it's definitely
the most physical game in the world. In football world, anyway.
Like you say,
apart from the Serie A, that's quite physical.
Like you say, you make some great arguments for Ronaldo. By the way, I was pretty much on the Ronaldo train. I personally think that World Cup. I mean, people can argue that it's other people, players and things, and that, and they lost to Saudi, but they still won the World Cup. Yeah. And I just think that has a lot of volume as a cup.
No, I will give Messi that. You can argue as much as you want, right? But at the end of the day,
a World Cup is a World Cup. Yeah,
fair play to him.
I think that was kind of like a checkmate.
Fair play to him. That's what I'll say. But one thing I will say, and people go, like, oh, you're a typical Ronaldo fan, you'll never give Messi his due. Messi's got his due.
Yeah.
But if you look at that game against France, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
one lad got 2 yellow cards, didn't get sent off.
Yeah.
Like, there was just a ridiculous and stupid amount of stuff that Argentina did get away with.
Yeah.
They did though, didn't they? And
yeah, there's a few bits that were a bit questionable.
Everyone's like, oh, Messi won the World Cup. Like, did anyone actually see what Mbappe did in that game?
Mbappe was brilliant as well.
Hat-trick, took them all the way to penalties. And, like, do you know what I mean? Was it a penalty? Yeah, penalties, wasn't it?
Yeah. Again, but what World Cup finals Ronaldo been to?
Yeah, that's true.
That he could, like, again, like, he got to the semis one year, didn't he? I remember that. He wasn't very potent in the Euro 2016 final. He got injured, but I can't really hold that against him because you can't help injuries. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't, yeah.
And he's played in big finals and scored overhead kicks and stuff. Again, I appreciate both of them, and I'm personally on the train of like appreciate both of them rather than
Then fight,
I don't like to get into the whole fight against both of them because I enjoy both of them. But if I had to choose, personally, in my opinion, it's Messi.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Same with me, personally, in my opinion, it'll always be Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I will go as far to say, and a lot of people disagree with me, but the best player to ever live, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Pele. Better than Maradona. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Like,
I just think that his overall like regime kind of just doesn't compete with Ronaldo and Messi anymore.
Messi is better than Maradona and Pele as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like you look at it, and you could say, well, if we're arguing about good players and shit teams, look at Napoli.
Yeah.
Maradona carried that Napoli team, didn't he?
That's another thing.
Do you know what I mean? Napoli were down and out before he came, and he just was like a messiah. I just think nutrition-size, he fell short.
To be fair, I'll say it actually. I'll change my mind. Maradona and Pele and Messi, say on the same scale.
They're very similar.
Yeah, because again, Maradona won a World Cup.
But again, I think the stats back up Messi, don't they? If you look at individual stats.
They do, but then one thing I will say as well is there's a lot more games to be played in today's day and age.
Yeah, that's true.
Not for him now, because he's in the MLS, but for Barcelona, there's no end of trophies that were getting played, and World Cup, there's World Cups, Copa del Reys, and Maradona didn't really have all that.
No, he didn't.
He was just, I don't know, he was an alien.
Yeah.
Like, you just get some aliens, don't you? Messi's an alien.
I'm sure Steve Hodge would agree with you.
Yeah, honestly.
You know, Peter
I could go on for hours, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm going to end with.
Yeah.
Are you going back into boxing?
I want to.
When's your third fight? Come on.
I don't know.
Trilogy?
Everyone asks me this all the time.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of... The thing that people don't see, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that no one sees. It's not the training. The training's fine. It's, going out and selling these tickets and stuff. It's like £30 a ticket, and not everyone's got money nowadays. Completely get that, and you need to sell a certain amount of tickets in order to fight. If you don't, then you can't fight. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Really? So if let's just say I went on one of Swaby's cards now, if I didn't sell this amount of tickets, that's it.
You need to sell 20 tickets. And it used to be £25 a ticket. So if you think every 5 tickets, there's £20 a ticket. Yes, every 5 tickets was 100 quid. So you have to sell 400 quid's worth of tickets. And you've got to go around like, oh, Mum, do you want to come watch my fight? And my mum, she didn't want to see her own son getting smacked in the head with a boxing glove, does she?
No.
Anything can happen. If you get hit wrong once, you're paralytic or you could die, or you see it every time, don't
absolutely.
you?
Okay, Michael Watson,
your mother don't want
to.
Your mother don't want to see that. Your father don't want to see that. So they're like, I don't really want to go, but I've got to go because I want to support you. That's brilliant. That's only 2 tickets. And then you're asking family, and not everyone's got money, and they say, oh yeah, I'll have a ticket, but I'll pay you on a different day. And you've got to keep on chasing them, and you're nagging, and then people just see you as like he's just nagging for money and blah blah blah. But it's something that you really want to do, but there's so much stuff that holds you back. Don't get me wrong, it's doable. I've done it twice now.
Yeah.
But
you've sold more than 20 tickets every time.
I've done it before. Like, because it's typical. You struggle to get the 20 tickets, and then as soon as you've sold them 20 tickets, then you think, oh, I'm done now. I'm not bothered about any more tickets. That's when you get loads of other people coming up to you like, oh, can I make a ticket? And it's like, yeah, but you could have done it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, I mean, and plus I need to redo my eye contacts from Specsavers. I need to come back and do it. So once I've got my eye contacts and...
that's another thing I want to ask. You can box with eye contacts at professional level as well? Yeah.
I think so. I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
This is on the amateur boxing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but I'm assuming you can.
Yeah.
There's got to be ways around it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get your eyes lasered.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. I ain't got that type of money.
No, yeah.
But,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I want to get back into it. I need to get my eye contact sorted out. And I probably don't look it, but I have been putting a lot of weight on.
You have, yeah. I remember when you first originally lost the weight, you looked like quite skinny.
Yeah.
But you've popped on the size.
Like, getting some boobs now. My belly's getting there as
your
well.
Your shoulders are proper put on some size as well. You know, you're looking well.
So,
you look like... You look like you could play centre back again.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, I need to get back into me running. I need to get back into the gym, and before I can even think about doing boxing again, I need to get back to a fitness level where I feel I'm comfortable to fight.
Yeah.
And then tickets and money. I'll worry about that another time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it where I give myself enough time to ask everyone.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
yeah, for them lot that wanted to see me fight, like George's podcast. And we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How many likes do you reckon you've got to have for me to fight again?
Let's go for...
Don't have to be a massive amount.
To see him fight again...
So how many views do you get?
We get anything from 50 to 100 these days.
50 likes.
Okay.
Or
50 likes.
Yeah.
20... Yeah, you will be coming out at 42 like George Foreman at this rate.
I will. And I'll come on and do some more podcasts as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I've loved it. So
I really enjoyed having you on, man. Thank you so much.
No, it's alright. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It.
You know, it's been a pleasure. You know, and
as always.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
If you had to do a trilogy with Dylan Pepper, would you do it? Or do you?
Funnily enough.
Or are you eyeing up another opponent?
I want to eye up another opponent. I just think it's a bit pointless going back to fight the same bloke, really. And
I agree.
He'll say the same thing. But funnily enough, Lee Swaby texted me not long ago for the fight that's just happened this weekend, last night actually. Yeah. And Dylan needed another fighter. So he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said no.
No.
Because 1, I ain't got my contacts. 2, I'm not physically fit. And 3, I don't. It's pointless.
He seems like a nice guy and stuff, but I'm sure he'd admit, you know, you was a class operator, and he gave you some trouble at times. You know, it was a very even match, and I think it is compelling to see the trilogy. Yeah. But I think for yourself, like you say, you want to move on, don't you? And to a new.
I want to move on.
You know,
it's. You know, I know how he fights. He knows how I fight, and to try and counteract each other, it'd just be a boring match.
I think you get better as well as you match with different types of opponents, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's from the trail, but yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Any particular opponents that you'd like to see?
Not really. I don't really know anyone. I mean, it's just all whoever you get given on the night. And you get a message, you're fighting this bloke. So let's watch some videos on how he fights. He fights like that. Good stuff. Let's get training.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Wes.
No, cheers,
care.
George.
Next time. Take care, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
You too.
And it's a pleasure having you on.
Pleasure to
see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Episode 5.